Plan your thrifting trip better. This doesn't mean creating an elaborate strategy, just having a basic idea of where you will go and which stores you will visit. Create an efficient route to save time and avoid frantically searching for nearby thrift stores on your phone. If you're unfamiliar with local options, you can ask a friend who thrifts regularly or research locations beforehand. Also, wear comfortable clothes that are easy to take off, since you'll likely be changing frequently. Next, prioritize your needs. Looking for jeans? Want a specific item like a brown leather jacket? This planning prevents spending on unnecessary items or duplicates of what you already have. However, stay flexible when you don't find that specific piece. You might not find that leather jacket, but you could discover a denim jacket that works for similar occasions. Once, I was so fixated on finding great jeans that I almost missed getting my now beloved blue jeans. This brings us to our next tip. Browse through all racks that interest you, item by item, even those racks where you might not expect to find something appealing. Countless times, I've found great pieces that weren't on their designated racks, or something unexpected that turned out to be perfect for me. Know which colors complement your skin tone, match your existing wardrobe, or simply what you enjoy wearing. Ask yourself, will I actually wear that neon shirt? Does it coordinate with items I already own? Keep these questions in mind. If you are unsure of what works for you and want guidance, here's how to do a simple, free color image test.
Today I found out that you can use ChatGPT to figure out your seasonal color analysis, and I've wanted to do this forever, so let's try it. So first I got a photo of me with natural lighting. Go to edit photo and then markup tool, click this color thing, and then use the dropper. Now I'm picking a point on my skin where it's pretty even. Then instead of grid, we're gonna go all the way over to sliders. There's the hex color, so I'm gonna copy that. I put it into ChatGPT. It said that providing my hair and eye color might give it more accurate results, so let's try that. So once again, I did get the deep autumn palette, but because I'm also high contrast, then I could also try some deep winter colors. I also asked it to tell me like exactly what color I should try to wear more versus what to avoid.
Consider texture and material. Do you have fabric allergies? Is polyester uncomfortable against your skin? Do you sweat often or lead an active lifestyle? Awareness of these factors simplifies your shopping decisions. For instance, avoid linen if you get cold easily, unless you plan to layer. Instead, choose cashmere or wool for colder weather and linen or cotton for warmer days. Check garment tags for this information. Personally, I prefer natural fibers over synthetic materials or blends. This isn't mandatory, but it can be beneficial. Don't buy anything you're not completely sure about. If you're buying something just because it's on sale, or if it's too similar to something you already own, or something feels off, trust me, you will likely continue questioning your decision after the purchase. For example, there was a time when I was really into trying new shoes. I bought a pair of Converse and some leather boots, but after a couple months, I realized I wasn't wearing them as much as my low-top sneakers. And it might sound silly, but the fact that I could just slip my sneaker on quickly made a huge difference for me. So now I avoid footwear that's hard or slow to put on, or those pants that fit me perfectly, but somehow I would get them stained every 15 minutes and it was impossible to cover up. I had a shirt that fit me well, but the collar didn't feel like me and the sleeves were so long that I constantly had to roll them up, which got annoying fast. There was also a t-shirt with a neckline that kept slipping and never looked right, and pants with tiny pockets and prints I didn't really like. Looking back, what all those pieces had in common was that I didn't feel comfortable wearing them, either because of small details that didn't convince me or because they were literally uncomfortable or impractical to use for me. Visit those thrift stores regularly, but not excessively. Going too often means seeing the same pieces repeatedly. Once weekly per store is sufficient. Try visiting different cities for variety. Sometimes stores of the same franchise carry completely different items depending on their location. Know your measurements, sizes, and desired silhouettes or fits. It's super important to know whether you want a wide leg, skinny, bootcut, or flare jeans. You can even bring a tape measure. Additionally, it doesn't hurt to try different sizes that you normally wouldn't try. Maybe you like that oversized shirt, or those pants maybe are too big for you, but you can get them tailored. Also, if you like an item and think tailoring could perfect it, calculate both the item's price and tailoring costs. Then assess if it's worth it. I've sometimes wasted money trying to fix items that were fundamentally flawed because the issue wasn't just size or length, but the item itself, so don't do that. A lot of amazing pieces look meh on a hanger, especially drapey, oversized, or vintage items, so try them on or at least hold them up to your body or mirror to get a better sense of fit and silhouette. Take photos of everything you try on. This creates a visual record of items, specific details, and how they fit, even for pieces you don't buy. You will eventually learn what works for you and what you truly like. Sometimes I will scroll through my photos wondering why I didn't buy a certain item, only to find it when returning to that same store. Of course, sometimes the item is no longer available, so prepare for that disappointment. Don't be afraid to explore both women's and men's sections. While some items may not suit you, you might find that a woman's t-shirt fits you perfectly, or an XL kids jacket is just the right size. Always check clothes carefully for stains, loose threads, broken zippers, or any damage that might need repair. Smell is equally important. Many others can be difficult to remove. For discounts or tighter budgets, follow the store's Instagram, Facebook, or other social accounts for information about sales and special offers. Also, consider thrifting out of season. You will likely find better prices and enjoy a calmer shopping experience, since fewer people will be hunting for those items. And finally, track what you regretted buying and analyze the patterns. What do these items have in common? Did you end up not using them because of a specific aspect? Perhaps a color you like but doesn't flatter you. This reflection will sharpen your instinct and ability to find what suits you best, ultimately helping you express yourself in the way you really want. So I just hope these tips and advices and mistakes not to make can help you a little bit. And I think that if anybody told me these advices, I'm sure I would have had a lot of better options. So that's it, and keep thrifting. So yeah, I got some hot takes, people say, about